Why yes, I did change my face wash. How could you tell? When I heard that Xenoblade Chronicles 2 existed, I have heard mixed feelings. Actually, no. The majority of people I've heard from hated it, disliked it even. And honestly, I can't really tell why. There was still a crowd of people who praised it, cheered for it. And we are talking about Xenoblade Chronicles franchise. The first one was done so amazingly well. So the only reason I can see they screw it up is if they completely change the world. They completely changed the world, didn't they? They completely changed the world! Of course they did! But I still want to know why. Why do people hate it? Why do people still dislike it? Is these people wrong? Are they hating it for sake of hating it? And is the game good? Well, there's only one way to find out. Let's play Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Take a shot every time you hail Xenoblade Chronicles.
You'll be fine, I swear.
So let's start off with the story. You play as Rex, a 15-year-old scavenger in the world called Cloud Sea. Basically, all you need to know is that each continent is sitting on top of a huge living monster called Titans. Essentially, Titans lived for a very, very long time, thousands and thousands of years. But they themselves are still mortal, and eventually they die too. And a lot of Titans are dying nowadays, aka less land for the people to live, aka war for land. We'll come back to that later. Like I mentioned, Rex is a salvager. His job is to go deep in the sea and try to collect some loot and get some decent money out of it. But then his life changed upside down when he got an escort mission to receive a sunken ship, as there are important loot inside it. Rex gets advance payment, which makes him agree with the mission. They receive the ship, find a sleeping girl inside the ship. Rex gets backstabbed by the escorts because come on, look at them. Rex sees a dream with the girl saying that they want to reach the World Tree, aka the center of the world. Rex lives by the power of her shiny green stone, aka Aegis, and now you have a mission to complete. Look, I'm simplifying the story here. Mainly because people really get bored when I explain the story of a game. But the story is good. I personally like it more than the original Xenoblade Chronicles one. And yes, because it has its clumsiness, it has its cheesiness, it has its things, but there was a lot of twists and turns in 2 that I didn't realize there was gonna be. And it makes such a small things also very beautiful when it amplifies in that moment in the story. Like for example, Rex is not really keen on war and he tries his utmost best to make sure the war not happens. But because now he's part of something legendary, he is now part of the war and he needs to accept that's one way or the other. And it's very interesting to see this happen. I'm just putting one, that is the most core of them all, but it's interesting to see every tiny pieces being put in the story. And I personally like that a lot. I also love the whole concept of having your own partner to do fighting with them. And they all have great personalities. Like, she is a bookworm. He is so strong that he has to sew off, and she is... Well, about her, she has a polar bear as a friend, and... Alright, fine, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Seriously? Still? I don't even know how to sugarcoat this, so... This game sexualizes women a bit too much. This is a big concerning thing when it comes to Japanese game, and well, this is not okay. There's a whole video talking about this and does a better job than I will, so link in the description. But long story short, they muddy the franchise with that. Is there a problem to make the character attractive? No. Would I have a problem if they made the male characters attractive as well? No. Would I have a problem that basically all but 2 female characters are sexualized and almost, if not all male characters are not sexualized that far? Yeah, I do. It doesn't destroy the franchise or the game, but when I was streaming it on twitch.tv/criticalmaxim, it was awkward. There was cutscenes where they were just camera angling on girls' body parts. There were some cutscenes that were like funny ha-has because girls did very clumsy things. Oh, but it was very attractive. Just move on. This game is not about personalities, nor is the franchise. It's about actual personalities and the conflict and the solution we are trying to figure out in the world we live in. We don't need distractions like these. Which I am happy to say, they got that aspect right. If you like the Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition world, the look, the music, you will be happy about this as well. Not much to really talk about it because, well, listen and look at it. Okay, one slight thing, the race Nopon is changed a bit compared to the original one, especially the playable character version. I personally think it's fine, it doesn't ruin Nopon for me. Some people do have a complaints, but other than that, everything is fine. And lastly, the cutscenes, in my opinion, is a lot better than the first one. Besides the whole girls' attractive cams and skits which feels forced at times, the cutscenes feels fun to watch. There's a balance between comedy and lightheartedness to serious and deep. It's fun, and it also helps it wasn't as predictable as Xenoblade Chronicles was, but that just might be me. Moving on, let's talk about the gameplay. And oh boy, the gameplay, like almost everything in this game, was changed. Instead of one character having one weapon, now all characters have 3. Remember the partner I was talking about? Yeah, those are called blades. They are essentially sentient beings who have mass powers to help you fight with different elements. You as a driver has the power to not only control their weapon, but also amplify their power by working together, knowing each other, etc, etc. And before you compare 2 games, you can legally marry your You can still legally marry your partner in this game. And honestly, I like it. I still prefer the old Xenoblade Chronicles fighting system, but I still like this one. You could be doing melee fist attacks first, and then switch it up with someone who has a gun, and then a sword that is on fire. That is so cool. My only complaint is that we have so many limited attacking at times, only 3 on blades, and they need to be cooled down every use and every switch, which does make the fight a bit longer than it rightfully should be. But I also love the new thing they added, blade combo. Blade combo gets a while to get used to, but essentially each blade has their own special power from 1 to 3, except Rex mainly because special blade and all that jazz. But what if I tell you that if you use, say, fire 1, water 2 and then ice 3, you do blade combo, which will do a lot of damage to the enemy because of the special combo. And honestly, I love doing it every single time, and it's pretty nice to see it. Not only that, but if you do it, if they have other conditions, like if the enemy is toppled, it will do even more damage. And just messing around with blades combo, welds with other blades. That is so cool. Speaking of blades, some blades has their own side quests that you can do, which helps to unlock more power in the story. So if you're keen to help out, you can. But that is also if you get the character. It's gotcha. No. We are not doing this. In order to get the character you want, you need to open Core Crystal and pray the RNGesus that you get good pulls, because that's basically it. Why? I mean, there is 3 different types of core that you can get different lucks and different chances of getting legendary braids and everything, but why gotcha? Why do we need luck to associate characters we want to get on an already paid game? I am not saying luck in games are bad, but if you put it as one of the main ways to get the core gameplay, the core characters you want to get, you're asking for disaster. Trust me, I have played many to solidify this fact. There is, however, a blessing in disguise with these ones. Later in the game, you can ask your extra blade to do quests for you that will help you to advance to get more items, more skill tree unlocked for those extras, and get this, EXP for your drivers to level up. Of course, those takes time, from 1 hour to 2 to a lot, but having them is so nice, and they will also do some of the side quests for you. Not just, oh, those are recruiting escorts specifically for this. No. If you don't want to do a side quest that they can do instead, they can, and you will get rewarded and completed as if you yourself did them. I want to see more of this, because not only it's convenient, but also it feels like the world is moving without you as well, making the world more immerse. But again, that might just be me. Oh, and also, I don't know where to put this, but you get something called a bonus EXP. Basically, if you go to sleep in an inn or a resting area, you can use that EXP to level up your characters faster, making the grinding less tedious and making some of the bosses more possible to fight without grinding much. I want more of these as well. And finally, let's talk about the worst one. The way they went with the skill tree. Drivers and blades each have their own skill tree. Drivers can have more health, more defense, more attack powers, whereas blades can also have that and also help with skill checks. Skill checks can help you to burn logs, open hard to get treasure chests, high jumps to certain area, advance to the main story, collect vegetables and mine. Wait. Advance to the main story? Yep, and it can get annoying really quickly. For example, there might be a log that you need a level 3 fire element to burn that log in order to advance to the main story. You will need either a blade who will have level 3 fire skills, 3 level 1 fire skill blades, or something in between. And if you don't, well, grind for them until you do so, you will have to, because you won't advance to the story if otherwise. I like the skill tree because, hey, making my character powerful with more power is powerful. But when you make something optional into mandatory, yeah, now it feels like more of a chore than desire. And yes, you can get, like I said, 3 level 1 fire skill blades, but there are some that you need level 5 or multiple skills at once. And again, you are hoping Gacha gives you that. credit where credit is due. You can still beat the game, or at least I believe you can still beat the game with your default blades and drivers. But you will need to grind a lot. And when I mean a lot, I mean a lot. So that's it, right? People hate the game was right. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 has bad skill trees to just unneeded sexual characteristics to just gacha systems. It sucks. The end. Well, not exactly. I still like the story. I think it's one of the well-written story for RPG games. The fighting is fun despite taking a long time to finish them, and things like recruiting system and the inn system helps grind to be less tedious. I also like the fighting skill tree despite making things mandatory at times. And I like to see how my characters level up. And I haven't talked about so many little things like one blade has their own unique way to level up, or giving characters your favorite items. But I'm running out of time. If you want me to talk about these small things and a bit more as well, let me know in the comments below. But for now, I'll say this. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is fun. Yes, it has a lot of negative things, and you're right. But it also has a lot of positive things. And for me, the positive outweighs the negative, and I like this game. Would I recommend this game to you? I don't know. I'll be honest. You may not like this game. I would say if you like Xenoblade Chronicles, try the second one as well. Maybe you like it, maybe you not. I cannot promise you this. But it will be an interesting experience, and I did like it. So take what you will. But with that said, I am done with Xenoblade Chronicles franchise. Never again. You know there's a third one, right? Xenoblade Chronicles 3. You're joking. No, I'm not. When is it? It comes out today, aka as of uploading this video. Like, comment and subscribe, because I'm going to be talking about Xenoblade Chronicles 3 soon as. But for now, son of a